It's occurring today, XRP holders. Hi there, lovely individuals, greetings, moneymakers. In the comments section, begin your remarks. What's going on today? It never happened, it's all right. There are a lot of significant developments for the US economy and cryptocurrency today, and there will be many ups and downs. Will today mark the beginning of the parabolic movement? Those are the trillion-dollar, billion-dollar queries. Let's see, perhaps it will, and perhaps it won't. I believe that the cryptocurrency market will continue to be a wild ride. As usual, I have no idea what the market will bring today. Not financial advice, of course, always conduct your own research. Before making an investment, at $311, XRP is currently down 0.28% for the day. With anticipation, the market is waiting to see what information will be released today. Correct. What do we have today, then? We first received the what in the morning. The US GDP for the second quarter, in my opinion, will be the first to be released. This is crucial because, after considering this, we ask ourselves, well, is the US at risk of entering a recession? It might be a bad sign if our GDP is negative. You know, despite everything Trump has said, the economy is doing very well. Together with this and that, we're making a lot of money. It is not encouraging if the GDP figures keep declining. Therefore, this is crucial. The market will be anticipating that. That's happening in the morning, isn't it? That takes place at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, then. It is 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as you can see above my head. Well, that's going to occur. Next, you receive the non-farm employment data as well. Additionally, the job data is crucial. Why? Since that is an additional factor in determining whether we are in a recession. It influences the Fed's decisions as well. People start lowering interest rates if they have jobs and are spending money, right? What takes place? Since the loans are now more affordable, people begin to withdraw more money, correct? And begin spending, as inflation begins to rise once more. Therefore, when you are lowering interest rates, you do not want a robust job market. Let's see. This is essentially the issue we are currently facing. The robust job market is the real reason why the Fed chairman has not lowered interest rates while the rest of the world has been doing so. That is among the primary causes of what is taking place. All right, next up is the White House's crypto report, which is expected to be released today and could have a significant impact on the cryptocurrency market. How is the strategic stockpile doing? Does it contain XRP? Does it not include XRP? What have we got there? Naturally, the big decision that everyone has been waiting for, and the Bank of Canada rate decision followed. I apologize to Canadians, but the Fed rate cut decision is the one that everyone is watching, including the financial markets. Canada is significant, but the global economy is more dependent on the Fed's decision to lower interest rates than I am aware of Canadians. All right, the press conference is scheduled for 9:30. And that will take place at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or 9 p.m. my time. We'll play that tonight and see how it goes. Additionally, since it's right in the pocket where I typically release a video, I'll update it on it. It is always a little bit problematic, but if you have subscribed to the channel, you will receive an update whenever I post a video in which I discuss that. Additionally, the market is currently waiting, in preparation. For this, the market has, sold off over the last few days. There isn't any room for compromise. In my perspective, XRP has once again retreated. Two explanations. One explanation is that XRP is making a small profit here. Fear of what will transpire at the FOMC meeting is the second reason. This is nothing new. This has happened before. It particularly occurs when you have a lot of market leverage. The pullback can happen quickly. And that's exactly what happened last week before this meeting. Isn't that right? Bitcoin is actually showing strength, which is good because if it were showing weakness, that would be a problem. However, on the daily chart, it is closed all the days inside this triangle and it continues to move sideways, consolidate, and show strength. On Friday, actually Thursday, it pulled back a little bit, and this was a little bit of a blip. Ethereum is displaying resilience, although XRP has somewhat retreated. Keep in mind that it initially increased. In 26 days, XRP experienced a nearly 100% rally, or a 91% rally, if you take the low right. The good news is that XRP is currently at the stochastic RSI's bottom. I recall saying, well, we can't stay here for too long. Earlier, we cannot remain here indefinitely. We have now reached the bottom. We can't spend too much time at the bottom, all right? The same sort of thing, huh? The question is, do you experience a sell-off like this one? Naturally, we hope it doesn't occur. Not financial advice, though. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. I have no idea what the day will bring. I have no idea what the Fed will do. Will he resign today? Will he step down? What will take place? I mean, is Trump going to initiate contact with Russia? The threat of economic sanctions against Russia by President Trump causes oil prices to spike towards $70 per barrel. Change is possible. Things change every day. You must remain vigilant. You must be vivacious. You must prepare for every scenario that could arise. All right, there are things that happen every single day. There are news stories going on. There are things going on. Price movement. Once more, I am aware that people enjoy criticizing me in the comments section. I am aware that it affects everyone, not just me. However, the cost is what people pay when they purchase, right? The price increases when there is buying pressure and when people are making purchases. Price decreases when people are selling, when there is pressure to sell, when there is fear, and when there is uncertainty. Are you buying now? Is a question you must ask yourself. Are you currently selling? Are you seated incorrectly? This is essentially what's happening if everyone is sitting around doing nothing. There is no momentum, and the algorithms are simply playing it up and down, up and down, up and down, right? You can see that there is a lot of just algo if you look at the graphs. Using artificial intelligence AI, people are developing algorithms that simply move the markets up and down over the course of the last week or so. Of course, there are occasionally instances of a little bit more aggression, but that's essentially what's been going on. Therefore, it's sometimes better to just sit back and relax in a situation like that. Over the past few days, I've been unwinding and will observe what transpires in the market here. By the way, the SEC recently made it possible for Ethereum staking ETFs. The Nasdaq filing for Blackrock's Ethereum ETF to incorporate staking has been formally acknowledged by the SEC. Well, that might be another possibility. Another thing, Blackrock opening up more doors. Additionally, as I mentioned, there is always news happening, and some of you are watching while others are not. In-kind for the Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs was approved by the SEC last night. Well, last night, I created an entire video about this. Compared to the previous videos, it wasn't quite as successful. It's actually really significant, and I went over what this in-kind redemptions mean and how it might impact XRP ETFs in the future over there. I'll include a link to that video at the end of this one in case you missed it. However, there is always news. Positive developments are constantly occurring for the market, the cryptocurrency market, and XRP. Does the price fluctuate every day? No. All right. Well, there's a lot of positive news. People were saying, why? The technical issue was ultimately what I believe caused the run-up here. The news was good, right? A lot of positive news is reaching us. A technical breakout followed. We experienced a trend breakout, and the 1348 EMA broke out, crossing over. We also had a run-up. Additionally,